Good afternoon. My name is David Garvey, and I'm with Illinois Worknet. And with me is my colleague and small business owner, Dee Reinhardt.
How are you?
Are you thinking of setting up your own business? While there's a lot to consider when starting one, Illinois Worknet has you covered with the Starting a Business Guide. To reach the guide, go to illinoisworknet.com, select the menu, then go to Job Openings and Recruiting, then select Starting a Business Guide. Let's take a look and see what types of articles and resources are included in here as you think about starting your business. If you're wondering whether or not starting a business is for you, be sure to go over the articles included on these first few slides that will have you considering what would be the benefits for me in starting my own business, what do I need to know before starting my business, and what do I need to do before I start my business. And so let's take a look at this first article for what to know before starting a business. This article opens with an important reminder. You may be wondering how to start a business, but you should also consider, should I start a business? Dee, how did you decide that you should start a business?
Well, I actually took it to LinkedIn. I knew that I was getting laid off because some grant funding was ending. And I actually surveyed my connections at the time, and they said, start consulting. And so I did. And I started looking for resources, and I wish this was around when I had done that, but I started looking for resources to help me start my own business.
Oh, fantastic. You should be 100% certain that you should start a business, and this article gives important things to consider when deciding if you should, such as, is it a good idea? Do you have a good idea? Is it something you're passionate about? If you have little investment in your idea, then that's a problem. If it's something you love or would be a positive contribution to others around you, then that's great. Are you good at it? This will help determine the area or field you're interested in, but also how you run your business. And will people pay for it? Make sure that what you would be providing is something that customers would want and come back to and support you. Another important consideration is knowing your strengths and weaknesses. While you may be passionate about something, you may not necessarily have the skills to sustain a business for that passion. So know your skill set. This will help you in the long run as you set up and run your business. Also find out what you are not good at. You don't need to know how to do everything, but if there are parts of your business that you're not familiar with, like bookkeeping, then consider that a position you will need to hire somebody else for or pay for this service from another company.
And that's an important point, David. Hugely important point.
Absolutely. Have knowledge of the industry. Don't just jump into a business idea if you know very little about the industry. Understanding how bars and restaurants run, operate, what prices should be set, and more should be researched. Ideally, you will have past experience in this industry with which you want to open your business. And another point is to ask business owners, what it's like running a business. Hearing firsthand accounts of their experiences and feelings in running and having their business can help guide you to your decision in whether or not to start a business. So I'm going back to the guide. We're going to take a look at the next article here, what to do before you start a business. So we touched on this in the previous article a little bit, but first and foremost, do the market research. Is there a demand for what you want to sell? What is the market size like? What are the employment rates and income levels for your industry? Where are your customers located and how are you planning on reaching them? Saturation. How many businesses like yours are near you? Knowing this will give you a good idea of what your competition will be like. And pricing. What are your customers going to pay for what you're offering? After doing the research, then it's time to create a business plan. There's no right or wrong format to creating a business plan, and this article has a link to the Small Business Administration site that includes a guide on how to put one together. And perhaps the most important part is funding. How are you going to be able to afford your business startup? From small business loans to crowdfunding and grants, be sure to check out what's available for you. Finally, there are a few organizations out there that provide resources and professionals you can speak with.
So one David, that's available, you already just mentioned it, is the SBA.gov. The Small Business Administration has a ton of information for small businesses, hence the name Small Business Administration. They help business owners and entrepreneurs reach business goals, and their site has guides for writing a business plan, helping you find funding, information on LGBT, veterans, women, native-owned businesses, and many, many other things. Another organization that people can look for assistance with are the Small Business Development Centers, SBDC. These are often housed in local community colleges, and both organizations offer their services free of charge to small businesses that are trying to get their business set up. You can find an SBDC through the Department of Commerce website as well as the SBA.gov site, and look for local assistance and select small business development centers under the resources section on the SBA site. Finally, another resource, and this is an invaluable one because you can always learn from a good mentor, is SCORE, and that's SCORE, which stands for the Senior Corps of Retired Executives. These people offer their assistance to business owners coming up through the industry to help them find resources and help them do a plan, all sorts of things with a large library of online resources. Another place to look is your local Chamber of Commerce. I know that the one in my area actually has an academy for small businesses who are thinking about starting their own business. So make sure that you check out all of this stuff. And we have links for all of this on Illinois Worknet.
Thank you, Dee. So I'm going back to our guide here. We also have articles on how to get going on your small business and running your business. But the next one we're going to look at is the Service Finder. That is a great resource for you to consider since it provides a listing of organizations that you can reach out to. And some of these organizations include business service teams, or BSTs, and they provide one-on-one assistance to meet your business needs, such as labor market information, job posting, candidate matching, job fairs, tax incentives, training opportunities, and more. Illinois Worknet centers, they provide no-cost human resource services for businesses. And one example of this is training services to ensure qualified candidates are put in touch with you to meet your hiring needs. Other organizations found in the service provider offer services such as recruiting, training, and much more. So be sure to click this hyperlink at the top of this article here, Service Finder, to find those organizations based on
David, maybe we'll have another live stream just about the Service Finder.
I think that's a fantastic idea, Dee. We absolutely should. In our guide, we also have information on how to hold virtual job fairs, find employee-based training opportunities, posting positions on Illinois JobLink, and more information about entrepreneurial programs. But now we're going to focus on building an online presence, which is crucial in today's business world. This means having a website for your business and using social media to connect with customers. Having these set up for your business means customers can find and learn about your business at any time. While you can hire someone to set up a website for you, there are free and affordable and easy to use options out there with website builders like WordPress, Weebly, and Wix. Having a URL for your business site is beneficial so customers can easily remember and enter it into their computer or phones, like davidsbusiness.com. This is called a domain name. And there are companies out there that you can go to purchase a domain name, like GoDaddy, HostGator, and Bluehost. And be sure to set up an email address for your business as well, like davidsbusiness@gmail.com, for example. For social media, having a Facebook page is very beneficial since millions of people have Facebook accounts. Facebook also allows you to create events and purchase ads so you can reach more customers in your area. Twitter is also a very popular social media site and is increasingly being used to market and promote businesses. This is a good site to use to reach customers who fall in younger age demographics. And LinkedIn. This is a great social networking site to connect to customers and other professionals. Job seekers can find your business on this site, and your employees can make the connection to your business with their profiles. So Dee, you mentioned it a little bit earlier. You have experience with social media. How has that helped you grow your business?
Well, David, I'm actually a social media strategist, so that is my business. I help businesses understand which social media platforms they should be using for their particular business, because it's not always a perfect fit for each different kind of business. But one thing that you do need to do is use social media and use it consistently. Not everything is related to one form or fashion of marketing these days. And so being able to incorporate social media, your website, maybe a printed brochure, maybe a mailing, maybe an e-newsletter, all of those kind of things all come into play. And you got to figure out from your customer base what's going to play best with them.
Excellent. That's really helpful to know. Our next slide here is growing your business, and this article provides more information about how to do that, including changing, expanding, and adapting to trends. The next article we have here is on Illinois Worknet is the Business Hub site. And this site is a one-stop shop for your business needs. Now this on the screen here, this only provides an overview of what's available on the Business Hub, but I think that too is going to be another upcoming session that we will hold about this. But the Business Hub has resources, articles, other information to help you in your business with hiring, layoff assistance, health and safety, work-based learning, and more. And you'll also want to make sure that you sign up for our business partner email list on Illinois Worknet so that you have the latest information on Worknet, from upcoming events, grant notices, and other important updates. You can sign up for that by going to any Illinois Worknet page in the footer, entering your email address here, and click subscribe. And lastly, in the Starting a Business Guide, we have links to additional searches of articles, videos, and more that you can look through to meet your business needs, whether you're starting or growing your business. Dee, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I just would like to say thank you for the opportunity to chat with the followers on our Facebook live streams. It's a good opportunity if you can consider starting your own business. There's a lot of benefits to having your own business. There's a lot of heartaches and hard work as well, but you don't have to go it alone. And there's a number of resources that we talked about today that you can utilize.
Thank you so much, Dee. So what are you waiting for? Get started on your business dreams today.